All right. I'm Haley McCombs, and I'm going to be talking about my custom project. Um, my main focus in my custom project was portrait photography. This was new to me because I'm usually doing landscapes because that's just my favorite, and I wanted to do something different, so I decided to do portrait photography instead. And in my project, I had to demonstrate warm colors and cool colors, so there'll be a slide on that. My criteria. Out of all the photos I took, and there was a lot, I picked 14 to edit and put into a PowerPoint. I used warming and cooling filters, I used black and white filters, and a bunch of other ones, and stuff like color correct. And I used Adobe Photoshop to edit these. My equipment, I use my Samsung cell phone, which takes pretty good pictures for a phone, and my ES Digital Canon Rebel XS. That's really long. And I had two different lenses that I could put on and take off. One was 55 to 50 mm. That was my bigger one I used to take my further away pictures that I wanted to zoom in on, and my 1855 mm lens also. And my software was Adobe Photoshop. This was the first time I've actually used it, really. I've never edited photos in Adobe Photoshop before, so this was pretty new to me altogether. Some of the tasks I wanted to complete were 5.3, which is demonstrating image editing using accepted industry software, which I did because I edited photos in Adobe Photoshop. Another task was 11.2, exploring the fields of portrait photography, which I did because all my photos I took were portrait photography because they were all of myself. 12.5 was to examine the difference between RGB and CMYK color and explain and use each color in a design and printing. I did not complete this task. I got a little behind on editing my photos so that I did not have time to explore RGB and CMYK. I'm not 100% sure what they are actually even. I did learn about them, and I know they stand for colors, and they change the way appearance of how your picture will look if you use either one. And another task was 12.6, exploring the physiological impact of various warm and cool colors and their use in digital design and image. I did complete this. I even had a PowerPoint showing that I knew what they mean and a picture of myself in the different filters of warm in the regular picture and then the cool filter. 12.7 was demonstrate ability to color correct in a digital photo using industry accepted software. I did color correct a lot of my pictures because I didn't like how they looked, and some of the colors just looked weird when I would take them. And I used Adobe Photoshop to do this. And my last task I wanted to complete was 404, create presentations using presentation software, which clearly I did consider this PowerPoint was a presentation, and this is a presentation, so yeah. A real world situation I could use what I learned was the Adobe Photoshop. If I were to ever need to use that to edit a photo for that business or anything along the lines of design in Adobe Photoshop. And since I'd have knowledge of using that, then I can use that. Also, just if I were to be a photographer, portrait photography, and just having the experience of doing photography would be a real world situation to have a job in that. This is my timeline. The 24th of September through the 2nd October, my pictures were to be taken and done. And all my pictures were taken during that duration of time, so I was up to schedule at that point. On the 3rd of October, I was to put all my pictures on a computer and pick an editing program, which I chose Adobe Photoshop. And I put an SD card and had all my photos downloaded. All of my photos from my phone were converted to the computer. And yeah. October 4th through 13th, editing my photos and putting them on a PowerPoint. This is where I started to get a little behind because editing took a little longer than I thought it was going to. So I got a little behind on that, and I did not have all my photos put onto my PowerPoint, nor were they all edited. And then October 14th and 17th, I was supposed to have transitions and start editing my PowerPoint, and I wanted music, but that didn't happen because I didn't think I was ready for that, so that could just be for another project. But all my photos were edited and put into a PowerPoint by this time. I put things such as clip arts and backgrounds into the PowerPoint of my custom project, and I did not have transitions at this time because, again, I got behind before. October 18th through 19th, my project is reviewed by peers and finished by this time. My project was finished by this time and reviewed by peers. I actually had it reviewed many times throughout the project. I just randomly asked my people that were in the studio if they thought that picture looked good or if the presentation was okay. These are the people that were my peer reviews: Shadow Pierce, Iris Larson, and Elisa Medire. I think that's how I said. She only peer reviewed me over Canvas on my written reports and stuff, so I don't even know who she is. But Shadow Pierce and Iris Larson, they were in my DMA morning shop, and they pretty much peer reviewed my project every day because I would ask them if it looked okay every day. And this is just proof that I knew what warm colors and cool colors are, because that's what part of my project was, to know what they are and how to use them. Warm colors consist of yellows and oranges and reds. Cool colors include blues and greens. It also includes purples. And then I had a PowerPoint that showed pictures of myself with each of the different filters: the warming filter, the cooling filter, and just the regular picture, but I had to delete it because it wouldn't show up on here. And these are my resources. Most of them helped me a lot because most of them I got my picture ideas. One of them was a picture of myself, I was taking a picture of the reflection in my sunglasses, which was one of my favorites, and I loved it. I set them on the sand because I was at the beach against this cool rock, and then I bent down on my knees and took the picture, and it looks really cool. I actually don't think I edited that one at all because it was pretty much, I just loved it. And some of them just helped me improve. There's one on shutter speed, but which disappointingly I didn't get to use because I ran out of time in taking pictures, considering I was on vacation the whole time, and I kind of just forgot, honestly. So I didn't get to experience or mess around with shutter speed, sadly. And some of them were just talking about parts of the camera and how to use it, which for the most part I knew, but there was a couple of the websites that told me something I didn't know, which were some settings on my camera that I didn't know I had until I went to the video. And that's my custom project. Thanks for watching.